coming back home is exactly what this team needed. They got roughed up on the road. It was a big wake-up call. I'm curious to see how they respond.
Here's Brunson, and he converts the layup. Two elite centers from tip-off to the final buzzer, Grant. We should have a battle on our hands tonight.
Oh, yes, indeed, B.A. And, you know, in games like this, it's important to give space for your big guys to compete. The last thing you want is to overcrowd the paint and end up taking an elbow. He put some rage into that one, B.A.
You're telling me. Cunningham up top. A guy this team turns to often, averaging almost 24 a game. Right side Hart. And he goes in for the dunk.
Just leaping up to the rim, no one could get in Anunoby's way.
Inside. Detroit moving the ball around. Robinson for three. And the shot is good. Harris making the play.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
And it's Cunningham missing.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Pass to Harris. Kicks it out to Cunningham. Nails it from three.
Yeah, a shooter like Cunningham has no reason to hesitate. He can just take the shot.
Grant, Tobias Harris has been around the league. What's his best asset?
You know, I think it's his reliability and versatility. Harris is always on the floor, having led the NBA in games played multiple times, and he just gets the job done. Productive trip to the line. He doesn't like to leave points on the table.
Robinson on the wing. And Detroit another three.
I mean, this is what Duncan Robinson does. He finds you points at the arc.
And Hart throws it down.
Well, he can play the four because he gets off the ground so well.
Towns gets the bucket.
You want to run your offense through him, a reliable scoring option.
Stolen by Bridges. To the middle. Ooh, good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
They're finding ways to get the ball into the paint. 5 consecutive buckets.
The kick out to Brunson. Left side, Anunoby. Can't hit that one.
Great D. Affecting the shot, then crashing the board.
Here's Duren. From the low block. No good off the glass. New York leading by 3. Stolen by Thompson. Pass to Duren. And the dunk by Duren.
That is what they want from Duren. Spiky young fella.
Here's Brunson. That's in. Coming off an assist from Towns. And it's 6 points for Jalen Brunson. Kicks it out to Cunningham. Harris on the wing. From deep. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
And since the turn of the century, die-hard Knicks fans had dealt with some lean years, Grant, until recently.
No doubt, B.A., and they're happy to see meaningful games. The arrival of Jalen Brunson just changed things. They've gone all in to surround him with talent.
Ooh, Thompson with the block.
What you love about Thompson is his versatility at both ends of the floor. He's even able to block shots like that.
And the three is good, and the foul. This could turn into a 4-point play.
Boy, oh boy. Both teams lighting it up to start this game.
Yeah, and I'm sure both coaches would like to see more defensive intensity from their teams.
Towns gets the bucket.
Their defense just falls apart once the ball goes inside.
Back to Cunningham. Pass to Thompson. Now here's Robinson. And again, it's Detroit converting.
Well, this is Robinson at his best. He can really do damage off the catch.
Shots good by Towns.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense, man.
Cunningham. And again, it's Detroit converting.
And credit his teammates for feeding him all quarter.
The shot by Towns, no good. And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. And this is his second attempt at the line tonight. Here's Cunningham. And Cunningham throws it down.
Slams it down with two hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now.
So that's how you draw it up. Great execution.
And so it's Cade Cunningham making things happen for the Detroit Pistons.
29.
Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Pistons?
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
Yeah, also, you got to appreciate how unselfish they've been. I mean, the ball movement has been impressive, and the assist numbers are off the chart.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thank you, B.A. Mikal Bridges is very comfortable with his mid-range and in-between game. He said when it comes to the basketball court, it's not just the rims and the threes. You have the rest of the court, too. Now, not everyone is effective with those middle-distance shots, but Mikal always has been. Back to you.
He can knock him down. Thanks a lot, Allie. Now here's Hart. 6 points for him. Cunningham with some nice D.
Not really what we expected. You know he wants that one back.
Thompson, no good.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
Cat strikes from long distance.
3 points.
Some think Karl Anthony Towns is the greatest shooting big ever. To me, he's absolutely in the conversation.
Harris on the wing. Here's Cunningham. Outside Robinson. 4 on the clock. The shot's good on the assist by Cunningham. Robinson's got 6 in the quarter. When you think about the skill of Cade Cunningham, Grant, at his height, what a combination.
You know, B.A., whether it's scoring inside or seeing over the defense or just feasting on smaller guards, his 6'6" frame is certainly an advantage.
Oh, Harris with the block.
What a hustle play by Harris. Getting to the shot and shutting it down.
And here's Duren. Coming in off 12 points in his last outing. All right, guys, we're lucky to have Shams Charania joining us now. Our 2K insider calling in with a story. What do you got, Shams?
Thanks. With players signing rich extensions, highlighted by Devin Booker's 2-year, $145 million max contract, we're quickly approaching a time when so-called supermax players will be making over $1 million per game. As shocking as it sounds, the reality is that the best players are already worth more than that to their teams.
It's all about results. Thank you very much for the report, Shams. Knicks trail by 7. Shots blocked.
An effective stopper at the rim. Duren sure knows how to use those long arms of his.
Detroit shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. And Stan, the Pistons' J.B. Bickerstaff, the runner-up last season for Coach of the Year.
Well, yeah, instead it went to Kenny Atkinson, who replaced him in Cleveland. But B.A. talking about landing on your feet, Bickerstaff showing again he can turn things around.
Anunoby on the wing. New York working the ball around now. The offensive rebound. And it's going to be out of bounds. New York will have another go. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. And he comes up with a bucket. Hart's got 8.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
On the wing, Thompson. Harris outside. And they get it back. Duren. On the wing, Thompson. 5 to shoot. Another shot. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
First personal foul.
It's going to be on OG Anunoby.
Well, it'll be fun to watch Asar Thompson develop over his first few years in the league.
Yeah, they're really cashing in more at the line here in the second quarter.
Down low. The kick out to Brunson. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. All right, Greg, can you talk about what Jalen Brunson has brought to the Knicks?
You know, B.A., he's made them relevant again. New York can be a demanding place to play with the expectations and the media. But he's taken the bull by the horns and had immediate success.
Now here's Bridges. A steady force on their offense, recording around 14.5 a game. Back to Towns. The Pistons clear it. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing their last matchup with Orlando.
One thing we saw from them that game, and we see it around the league, an over-dependency on the 3-ball.
That shot, the 3, is very volatile. On games when it's falling, you can beat anyone, but when you're leaning on it and you go cold, I'll just let it.
We're beginning to see this more and more from Harris, just taking what the defense allows, and that time finding the wide-open man. They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
At the line.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And that one falls for Towns. Here's Thompson. Oh, nice D from Anunoby. Stolen by Thompson. Oh, and the buzzer beater is good. And so it's Detroit with a 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. Great shot selection right now, keeping the game simple and getting high percentage looks. Back to the game after this break. Well, for those just tuning in, thanks for being with us. Second half of this game still to play. There's Herter with the 3. Hits the 3-pointer.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
Pass to Holland. Here's Green. The 3-ball. Another 3 for Detroit.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Here's Hart. It's tipped. Green with the ball. And Bridges picks him up defensively. To the wing on the left. Holland for 3. And that one's good. And Green with the assist. Holland's got his second bucket on the night. Well, you need a real big-time star to win in this league. And Grant, the Pistons have that in Cade Cunningham.
Oh, my, B.A. It took until year 4 for him to really break through. Already a player who can impact the game in so many ways, but when his numbers go up across the board, that's doing something special.
Outside, Green. Shot clock at 6. He shoots it. No good. A bit long that time.
Their first missed after hitting 3 straight shots, but I like their aggressiveness coming out of the half.
And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
Well, when you're a scorer like Towns, you're going to have defenders all over you. That's why you have to make your trips to the line count.
And the big fella with the skill level, showing a soft touch at the line.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Well, Karl Anthony Towns is now familiar with the ethos of this Knicks team. He said they're gritty, they find a way to win, they never quit, bringing that New York mentality every single night. It's something that you recognize when you get to live in that kind of a culture. Back over to you, Brian.
They are relentless. All right, Allie, appreciate the report. Stewart. Pass to Holland. Outside Herter. The Pistons need to get one up quick. And the ball out of play. The Knicks will have it. Knicks trail by 16. Here's Brunson. It's deflected.
Well, Stewart understands his role is to protect the rim, and he does a great job of it.
On the wing, Green. Shoots over Bridges.
2 minutes.
And there's another one for the Pistons.
Well, I'm not sure what he was thinking there, but he drained it.
The shot by Towns, no good. Detroit with the ball. They're on a 13-4 run. Outside, Green. There's Herter with the three. The Knicks with the rebound. And stolen by Herter. And it's off the back of the rim, no good.
Well, this hasn't been his quarter so far. He's really struggling to get going.
And it's in there.
Yeah, one of the great things about Anunoby is he can take on so many roles. If he needs to facilitate, he can do that.
Back to Herter. It's tipped to the left wing. Holland. And again, the Pistons missing. Here's Anunoby. And he drops in the layup off the glass. 6 points here for OG Anunoby.
I mean, they've been relentless. Just keep getting shots at the rim.
And here's Green from the arc. Nails it from beyond the arc.
They are unconscious from outside. And so far, the defense has had no answer.
Look, when the three is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
You gotta like Anunoby's development so far. Not just a stellar defender, but also very versatile offensively. OG's become an impactful two-way wing.
Thompson gets a good look. Misses off the right iron.
That was a good look from the mid-range. He'd like to have that one back.
And so ball out of bounds. Thompson touched it last. Here's Towns. 16 points for him. Yes, and a nice assist from Brunson. Towns has got 18.
Well, Towns is sort of a rhythm scorer. He's been in a groove tonight, and his team recognizes that. They keep calling his number.
Fast break. Here comes New York.
An aggressive move to a strong finish.
Yeah, and getting out in transition allows for some easy points before that defense is fully set.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy.
And so it's the Detroit Pistons in command with a 13-point lead at the end of the quarter. And they've got a comfortable lead in large part due to their three-point shooting. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break. And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. And here's Cunningham outside. Nails it. He's now 6 for 8 from the floor. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Pistons.
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
Well, another thing to look at is their impressive block numbers. They have not been giving shooters an easy time tonight, knocking away lots of shots.
Knicks trail by 16. Here's Towns. Duren with a rebound. So it's Detroit now. Here's Thompson. Can't hit the turnaround jumper.
Sometimes it's just not your night. Fortunately, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Back to Towns. Right side Hart. That one's good. And it's Towns with the assist.
Well, anytime you can get a good look close in like that, it's always your best option.
New York working the ball around now. Here's Towns. Towns throws it down.
Well, you can count on Towns to finish with strength anytime he has the chance.
Out to Thompson. Drills it from deep. And the Pistons lead by 15.
Their defense has to do a better job of smothering those shooters.
They get it again. Back to Towns. Kicks it out to Anunoby. Clock at 4. Tries again. The rebound by Detroit. Duran up top. Cunningham outside. On the wing, Thompson. Driving to the basket. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
The athleticism of Thompson showing up right there. I mean, just explosive off the bounce.
Back to Hart. Pass to Towns. And it's powered home by Towns.
Yeah, this is when they need to lean on him more. Get him the ball and let him build some momentum.
New York basketball.
Right side, Brunson. Who poked away. Thompson with a steal. Oh, my goodness!
Well, to have the length Asar Thompson does and those skills, that's a deadly combo.
And he gets it to go.
And he was dominant in their last outing. And the same thing here tonight. He is in a terrific groove right now.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. Thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him. Well, sometimes you need more than just your stars, though. They've got to run something to get the other guys good looks.
It really feels like they're in control. They've got a big lead with time dwindling.
Yeah, and at this point, the focus is take care of the ball, no needless fouls, and no threes.
He challenges the defender and throws it down with 2 hands.
Man, just straight power on that one. Clear the deck.
And they were really able to find the mismatches they wanted and exploit those all night. Great execution from the players and coaching staff for the Pistons.
They had excellent production from the bench.
This team has strong depth, and in this game, it showed.
And all year, this squad has been playing with real urgency and determination. No surprise to see them hit 61 total wins.
Yeah, this is far from the last word in the season series. Still 3 more meetings between them and plenty of motivation to square things up.
Anunoby can't get it to go. And the slam by Thompson.
This has to feel good. They gave their fans a show and secured the W.
Yep, the crowd gets to go home feeling good about the win tonight. Their team looked impressive. What a defensive effort. Not only pressuring the shooter, but also collecting the miss.
And out of bounds, the Knicks will take it.
New York Knicks ball.
There's 25 seconds left in the game. Pass to Towns. And here's Brunson. And he banks in the layup.
Brunson. Assisted.
There's 14 seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. Towns outside. It's good.
Karl Anthony Towns.
Here's Cunningham. Soft touch off the glass.
Cunningham.
And so it's Detroit easily grabbing this one. Even early on in this game, they appeared happy to be playing at home.
And it makes a huge